What is up, YouTube? I'm Cloud Envy, and tonight we have a match against Sketchy Smeargle, or Kaoru. I think that's how you pronounce it. If I pronounce it wrong, I'm very sorry. But we've got an underused match. He's got a pretty threatening-looking team over there. He's got the Suicune. We can only assume it's calm, sleep talk, whatever you want to call it, rest. He's got the Azelf, and I still have no idea what to predict from them. But we've got some pretty interesting monsters stuff. I've got a Blastoise, an Espeon, and a Fortress I'm waiting to test out, so let's see how this goes down. And I'm ready to kick this out. What about you guys? Let's go. Alright, Kaoru's issuing a challenge. I'm going to start off with Pikachu, for those of you watching Pokemon Rusty version. Obvious, Beedrill is obvious. He's going to go in this Crobat, and I'm actually running a Jolly Beedrill, but I really want to see if I can fake him out. Because if he thinks I'm slower than I am, it could really benefit me later, and switching in the Fortress really isn't going to hurt too badly. So his Crobat's going to go for the Breakthrough. Weevil's just going to eat it. I understand how confusing that can be now because of Weavile, but it's actually a Fortress. Anywho, he's going to go for that U-turn. And I'm going to expect him to expect the rocks and switch into something that isn't that dangerous. But it doesn't matter because we're going to go for the rocks. Anyways, going into the Suicune, and I am not a fan of this. I do not want this thing to start setting up for me. We can't afford to take it. Luckily, it's early game, and I still have an entire party of mons to work with. So he's going to go straight for the Combine. We're thinking, whatever, we'll get the low priority full switch in. So Weevil's going to switch out of that. We're going back into Pikachu, because this thing can't bulk its defense up. Its defense is stationary, can't do anything about it. Going for a Poison Jab really overestimated my attack power, underestimated its defense. Luckily, the skull doesn't burn. So we're going to go for this hefty U-turn. And I'm trying to take this thing out early. We're going straight into Espeon. Now, Espeon is Specs. And I know whatever we're going to hit this thing with is not going to like, especially after it goes for a rest. He's so happy with that rest. Going straight for the side shot. Even with his bulk, that thing does not eat that well at all. He's going to go for the Sleep Talk. I'm hoping he doesn't go for the burn, because he doesn't go for the skull. Gets the rest instead. I'm very okay with that. We're going back for the side shot. And I'm thinking, awesome. One more hit and this thing is out of here. Goes for the Sleep Talk. He gets a Combine off, which is fine. Side shot doesn't care at all about your special defense. And I'm just, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the wake up, and he actually switches out. I expect him just to let this thing die off, which is completely okay. I'm fine with having him switch. I'm gonna go into this Azelf. Still very unfamiliar with these things. After fighting Molbone, I really should familiarize myself. It didn't want to take the side shot, even at 50%, so we're gonna go in the Dirt of the Turtle. I really expected him to do some kind of crazy special attack shit, but goes to the U-turn, goes into this Boudreaux, and I'm thinking, ooh, that's great. That's specifically what this Blastoise is for, taking out Boudreaux. We're gonna go for the fake out just because I mean, because it's fake out. I guess he predicted the switch and went for the Ice Beam, which is fine. Because we're gonna go for our own Ice Beam. That doesn't do too much, but it does enough. Then he's gonna go for a Thunderbolt, which doesn't do a whole lot because I'm Assault Vest Mix Set Blastoise. This thing is beautiful. I love it. We get the crit and the freeze. So hacks are in our favor. He's going into this Florges, which, you know, I mean, it was a very good play. I physically can't touch this thing. Even with my Earthquake, it's not going to do enough. I have no physical attack investment whatsoever. We're going to go back into Weevil. I expect the Moon Blast. He goes for the Wish. I mean, what can you do? So, I assume at this point, he's not going to protect. He might expect the Gyro Ball. So he's going to want to switch into something that can take a Gyro Ball, which is going to be the PK Star Storm Boudreaux. Now, I don't carry Gyro Ball, so we're just going to go for the Volt Switch. Which, even after Rocks and Volt Switch didn't kill it, and I was so mad. We're going to go into Charizard. Charizard and Salamence. Now, I know he's going to switch into Florges. No one's going to keep the Frozen Dragon in against the Dragon, especially if he wants that Kudra to live. So we're going to double switch into Beedrill while he goes into Florges. And he might be expecting the U-turn. He might think we need a U-turn. But he goes to Protect, either just to scout or to just get some lefties health back. Either way, you know, reasonable. But he knows I'm going for Poison Jabs now. He's going to go straight into this Crobat, which is going to take Rocks damage, which is going to take Adaptability, Poison Jab damage. But he's got the Black Sludge, and I'm thinking, oh my god, my bluff might not even work. If he survives this Poison Jab, that was just a bad roll. I could lose Beedrill. So we're just going to go for the U-turn. We're going to play it safe. Just a little safe. We're going to go back into Weevil, expecting the Brave Bird, but he goes to the Defog, which, oh my god, I did not expect the Defog to happen. Either way, this Crobat's got low health. There's nothing it wants to do. It's going to go for the U-turn. I don't know what I expected, to be perfectly honest. But, he's going to go into this Boom, but I predicted thought it was going to stay in. Actually, switched out. We go for the Volt Switch. Nothing happens. So, you know, I half expect this thing to put Rocks up. It goes to the Ice Shard, and it shows me its Life Orb. So, we're going to get our own Rocks back up after the Defog. I know it's going to hit me hard this time. I'm expecting an Earthquake. So, he's going to go for that knockoff. That nice neutral. I had the item double damage, which is perfect because I'm going to test out my new counter Fortress, which almost KOs. I thought Earthquake was going to kill me. And I thought he was going to switch. So I should have gone for the counter. I actually went for the Volt Switch instead. I don't know why. It was a bad play. But we end up losing Fortress. Weevil the Fortress. I forgot his nickname. It's really upsetting. But I was trying to go for something that wasn't going to take an Ice Shard hard. Realized Dirtle the Turtle, you need a Fake Out. You're going to beat everything. We go for the Fake Out. Knocks out Pumbaa. He brings out the Azelf and goes to the Extra Sentry. Not really sure why he didn't just give it Psychic. Maybe he wanted to flinch. I don't know. Dirtle just went in there with a Scald and took it out. PK Starstorm's back. Still frozen solid, and Dirtle is just prepping up for those Ice Beams. We are going to hit him with one, but he's going to fall and go for the Thunderbolt, which is completely fine. You know, Dirtle froze it. Dirtle took out a lot of his HP. Dirtle took down Azelf, and then Dirtle died. The Espeon's coming out. I figure everything's in good enough range for us to just go Psy Shock all over the world. So Goodra goes down. Perfect. Awesome. I'm okay with it. We're going to hit this Florges with a Psy Shock, and Florges goes down. Perfect. Awesome. I'm all over it. I'm loving that. Suicune's coming back out. Taking some Rocks damage. Exerting some pressure. We're going to go for a Psy Shock. Suicune goes down. And, it was so satisfying. Crobat comes out, dies to Rocks. So that's going to be game. That was an awesome match. You know, guys, like, really, don't take my commentary too seriously. I really don't want this video to come off belittling to Sketchy Smeargle. He played a great game. If you guys could see the live match, it took almost an hour because the two of us did nothing but sit there, think, and strategize. And it really was a very intense battle. But, you know, I do what I do for entertainment purposes. If it comes off insulting, I'm sorry, I don't mean it to be. Either way, that was a great match. If you get the chance, you know, if you're interested, check out Sketchy Smeargle. Like, he's a pretty cool guy. He's got some good teams, some good strategies. I'd recommend it. I'll leave his YouTube link and Twitter handle in the description. But hey guys, thanks for coming out. Have a good one.